Hey y'all, welcome to Biblical Stories, and we are back for another Biblical Stories. Welcome to my vlog channel called Wind Down with Ren, and I have a nice little story for you, or two stories kind of put together for you. So I was reading in Genesis about Abraham's going to sacrifice his son Isaac, and I noticed some similarities between Jesus story. So I kept digging and I found about 10 or 11 different parallelisms between the two different stories. So I'm going to share with you guys 7. If you find any more that I'm not sharing here, please comment below. Text me, email me, message me, whatever, and let me know if you notice any different ones, or if you have any stories that you want me to review or to post on my channel as well. I love taking any topic requests as well. So let me just jump right in. So the first parallelism that I noticed was that both of their journeys took 3 days. So in Genesis chapter 22 verse 4, we know that on the third day of their journey is when they arrive. And as for Jesus in his story, we know that he died on the cross, and then on the third day he rose again. So that's parallelism number 1. Okay, so number 2 is they both had to carry something on their journey. So we know that in Genesis chapter 22 verse 6 that Abraham gave Isaac wood to carry on his shoulder. And so as for Jesus, in a lot of the pictures that you'll see that he's carrying his cross on his shoulder, like kind of dragging it, because I'm sure it was heavy. So Jesus also had to bear his own cross, which is mentioned in John chapter 19 verse number 17. Number 3, so both men asked their father a question. So Isaac asked Abraham, where's the sacrifice? I'm sure this is a journey that they had made before, and usually they have like an animal to sacrifice unto God, but this time it's just like him and his dad continuing on the journey up the mountain. And then we know in Matthew, well, actually in several of the Gospels where it records the life of Jesus, Jesus asked God, or let this cup pass from me. Like he's giving him an option, like, God, I know I have to do this, but just in case you want to do something else, like here's an out, like just in case, like maybe. So both of them asked their father a question just about their journey while they were going through this journey in life. Number 4, so we know that Isaac is Abraham's son. That's recorded in Genesis chapter 21 verse 3. And then we know that Jesus is a descendant of Abraham. So both of them are related to Abraham. They're from the seeds of Abraham. And so in Matthew chapter 1, you can read the genealogy of Jesus, but verse 1 and 17 of the book of Matthew, it shows that like from the tribe of Abraham to the tribe of until Jesus was born, you can see like the different tribes that came forward. So both of them were descendants of Abraham. So parallelism number 5 is there were 2 men with them on their journey. So both of them had 2 men with them on their journey. So in Genesis chapter 22 verse 3, we know that Abraham got up and he took 2 servants, 2 male servants with him. And as for Jesus, there were 2 men with him at the cross. So both of them had 2 different people with them in their journey experience for their sacrifice. Parallelism number 6. Both men submitted to the will of their father. So we know that Isaac and Jesus both asked their father a question, but afterwards, Isaac just continued on after Abraham told him like God to provide the sacrifice. And as for Jesus, in that same breath where he told God, like, if this be your will, like, let this cup pass from me. In that same verse, he stated, but not my will, Lord, let your will be done. So both of them submitted to the will of their father. So they were both obedient, although they still had questions. And number seven, probably my favorite of all of them, is both of them survived the actual sacrifice. So we know that if you ever read the story about Abraham and Isaac, you know that Abraham actually did not kill Isaac. God had a ram in the bush for him. And as for Jesus, although he died, that wasn't the end of his story. He rose from the dead. So both men actually survived the actual sacrifice. So that's good news for both of us just reading about it. So that's all I have for you today. If you have any additional parallelisms that you notice, let me know. If you have any other stories you want me to review or to post on my channel, or anything else you want me to talk about, let me know. My channel is continuing to evolve and things like that. So enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you for tuning in, and have a good night.